think that someone ending you, I think that's all in their mind,
Hmm.
and it's also all in your mind because if you believe that something could end you, then it can. Also, if you don't believe that anything could end you because you're willing to keep pressing on no matter what, then that's your reality. You understand what I mean? So,
Yeah.
so let me. What the hell is going on here? Okay, all right. I'm like, I don't think that the other stream is ended yet. What the hell? All right. Hold on a minute. Like, do I have two streams going on at once? I do. Oh shit. All right, hold on a second.
But yeah, no worries. I actually see what you're saying. What you're referring to, which you might not know, is called psycho-cybernetics, where you manifest yourself into a better situation. And I kind of stand it on a it all the I can see from your point of view. It all depends on if you break it down on an individual level. I mean, like if you perceive yourself as someone who's of value, that can eventually lead to a situation that's going to favor you in the long end if you keep up that positive attitude. And now we're starting to get into a slippery slope again where optimism can sometimes, slither down to being delusional. But is it really delusional if it works out in your favor in the long run?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I can bring another example. Barack Obama, for instance. Sorry for using like presidents or whatever, but I mean, let's just keep it all the way real. Like a black man with like a foreign name. It's kind of some delusional shit. So he had to wake up every day and look in the mirror and keep repeating to himself, like, yeah, like I'm that nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just keep like reinforcing. Like, sorry for talking like jargon, but just keep reinforcing it. And, let's just keep it all the way real. Like, a black man, Barack Hussein Obama. So, I mean, if you're on an ignorant mindset, which, is, there's a system one and system two. If you just look at the name, you're automatically gonna, go to the primitive route and be like, this sound like some like terrorist ass shit. Like, let's just keep it real. Like, I know it sounds ignorant as fuck, but like, someone who's with that name and dark skin running for the most powerful position in the United States of America, you're gonna say there's no way in hell like he stands a chance. So he pretty much, blocked the noise and kept like reinforcing, to himself, like, yeah, like I'm already in that omnipotent like position. And so he already pictured himself as president.
Mm-hmm.
So he was able to defeat, you know, like Hillary Clinton, a juggernaut, who like the norm should have been a Clinton dynasty. If you want to be serious here, and he shut down the series. I'm pretty sure, like even his wife admitted, like, nigga, no, like what the fuck are you doing? You, you know what I'm saying? So, I,
No,
I don't
but
know, man.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. When I think about something ending you. I'm thinking about the threat being actually worse than the action. For example, thinking that somebody is gonna beat you up or hurt you, but that's not what they're actually gonna do. So it's kind of like you make them the winner before they even threw a punch or tried to harm you in any kind of way. You've already counted yourself out. You know what I mean? So that's essentially ending you. But it doesn't really have to be that way unless you submit to it being that way. You understand what I'm saying?
No. Yeah, like I see what you're saying.
So,
Like I said,
so even if so look at it this way. Take it to this Epstein thing with Trump situation, right? Now a lot of people think that because he's in the Epstein files, that's going to end him. But I would be surprised if it really did, because there's some people who will follow him no matter what. So although he would consider it to be a loss because he wants everybody to really love him and support him, and it really makes him angry when they don't. So in his mind, it would end him. But unless they not only impeach him but also imprison him, he hasn't ended. Like if January 6th, if two impeachments and January 6th didn't end his bid for the 2024 election, then what's going to end him? What does he have to do?
So, yeah, now we're getting into psychology because.
Well, it's very psychological. It is.
Like Trump, like I'm gonna break it down for you. Like Trump is a stone cold narcissist, which works out in his favor. So the whole 2020 election. Actually, it even started before that. I'm gonna speculate that he was suffering mortification during the White House correspondent dinner, where Barack Obama like roasted his ass about the birtherism and was like joking how like he had a very important important job to do when he was firing people like in a reality TV show. So that he already felt like mortification because like the people around him are all like oligarchs and laureates in their field. They were all laughing at him. So that right there destroyed like when it comes to narcissism, like they need like narcissistic supply to feed their grandiose like self. And so yeah, he went into mortification, but narcissists don't really go into mortification long. They tend to like rely. They tend to garner narcissistic supply just by like looking at themselves in the mirror and saying to themselves like, "I'm that nigga," and so like it revived his grandiose again, and then he felt mortification again after 2020. When he lost or whatever, and then, people were shaming him, talking about he was like a threat to democracy and all that shit. But you can't stop a narcissist because, like, even like with all the shaming from society, it doesn't matter like how many people are doing it. They're still going to revive themselves because mortification has an expiration date. And they're going to look upon themselves to garner that narcissistic supply to survive. And so he still went back in the ring, did his thing in 2024. Now he's back into the omnipotent like self, like he already like has been feeling from way back when.
Well,
so that's different. Like for a narcissist, like you can't like end them because, like I said, the whole world could be against them. They'll feel mortification.
You
They might even play with like suicidal ideas or whatever.
they can
But
you can end a narcissist, but you got to know where to hit them. They are concentrating on areas where they would be ended.
mhm,
You understand what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there's certain things about Donald Trump that they don't touch, that if they touched, then there would be a real problem. But because in politics there's this unwritten set of ethics that one party seems to follow and the other one does not. That's why, they're not hitting him. They're not hitting him in the soft spots. They're not getting the chakras. They're not aiming where they should be aiming. He's very phobic. He's a scaredy cat.
mhm,
You know what I mean? So you attack a man there where he fears. They're not attacking him where he fears. Like, he's very insecure about his health. But they wouldn't dare touch that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever notice that nobody has ever talked about the age difference between him and his wife? So you mean to tell me that this man was 24 years old when his wife was born? And he's accused of inappropriate sexual behavior with minors. And he's even admitted that he's sexually attracted to his daughter, saying that he would date her if she wasn't his daughter. But nobody in politics has said even his wife is considerably younger than him. So there's no question that he likes younger women. But they won't do it. You understand what I'm saying? They won't do it because they're foolishly respectful. Hands off family and kids. Meanwhile, Donald Trump nobody's safe. I'm hitting everybody, and I'm hitting below the belt, and I don't give a fuck. So if they actually his health, they know he wears a catheter. They know it, but they won't say it. They won't say it. But if they did, he would be all fucked up. All right, prove you don't have a catheter. Like, you stink. People have been saying that about him for years. So there's certain things that they won't touch because they don't want the rest of the world to look at America, even with Donald Trump and their vitriol for him. They don't want the rest of the world to look at the United States like they are somehow undignified. And that's what pisses a lot of Democrats off about Donald Trump. He's not concerned about his dignity. He's only concerned about his power. So as much as I hate the man, I get where the real problems are. But this could be solved. They're not hitting them where it hurts. They're hitting them where it would hurt themselves. And you're not playing with the same. You're not playing the same game with the man. All right, but they could end him, but they've chosen not to, because they don't want France and Germany and England and anybody else to say, "Damn, the United States is real fucked up now." Even though that's what they're saying. That's what the rest of the world is saying. We don't have the same economic nor social standing that we used to have. It's over. And I don't know if we're ever going to be able to get that back. But essentially, we have been ended. If you just look at the financial books, we've been ended. It's a wrap. He can talk all that shit about $18 trillion in asset. What do you call it? Investments? The fuck out of here. 18 trillion. That would make that would make us the richest country in the world. And with
I mean,
we kind of
the United States is the richest country in the world, but like talking about ending, I mean,
we're the richest,
they
but on the books, like we owe too much to call ourselves the richest. You know what I mean? You can't just take the gross. You have to take the net. And when it comes to the net, shit is a little. Even if we're still number one, it's shaky. It's shaky. But anyway, so but when you look at this situation, when you look at the whole ending somebody, like I'm the type of man that I don't believe that anything or anybody could end me, because I'm like, I'm going to find a way to come back or be around other people where I can start again. You know what I mean? Like reputation wise or whatever. Your reputation is in the standing that it is around the people that know you. You can start all over with people who don't know you. I mean, don't companies file for bankruptcy and go under and then rebrand themselves and come back? Happens all the time, right? So
no, I hear what you're saying.
So one brand ends, but it didn't end the company itself. They restarted. Same, they starting all over again. Okay, so that brand is done, but they didn't end. You know what I'm saying? It's not like now you just go into obscurity or perpetual poverty. That don't work that way. We find another way. You end one way, we find another way. We come to a fork in the road. We choose which side, which path is better. We find out that path wasn't so good. We double back and go with the other one. So it doesn't have to end, but if it ends in your mind, yeah. Not a shot has to be fired, a missile has to be fired, or a punch has to be thrown, nothing. You've already taken yourself out of the game. You don't need any help. So, and things like reputation and all of that kind of shit, a lot of that shit is based on perception. It really is. You have you ever known somebody who thinks that they are more popular than they are?
Yeah, and I mean, like once they keep up with that attitude, it eventually manifests itself. I mean, like not all the time, but like, and now it's touching back to your point. It's just how you view yourself. So, like I said, it goes back to like looking in the mirror and keep telling yourself, like, I'm that, like I'm that ninja. And so, like once you have that type of confidence or arrogance, I mean, it's going down a slippery slope here. But either way, like, people are gonna feed off that energy that you exude. And so, like, people who think they're more popular than they are, it always, like, I'll give you an example. Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Even when, what I mean? Like, he was broke, he kept saying, like, I'm a boss, right?
Boss.
Yeah, like,
Rouse.
he didn't really
Boss.
have shit. Yeah, like, so he just kept repeating it over and over again. Like, I encourage you to like read his book. Like he teaches like some game, but like it's all like psycho-cybernetics. Like when I mentioned Donald Trump, Malcolm X, Barack Obama, like just a list of
Rick Ross's book you talking about?
Yeah, like even when he was broke as shit, like that's just how he felt. Like, what I mean? Like, I'm that nigga, like, and so, and it still goes back to your point. Like I said, it all boils down to how you feel about yourself, and you can overcome adversity. So you do have a point, but I think I have a point too where
No, I'm not saying that you don't have a point.
yeah,
Like it's a little bit opinion based. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
but the thing is, when we really talk about ending, I mean, other than ending your life, how can you call something an ending? You know what I mean? And even if, as we talk about leaders like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, even JFK or other leaders like that, you ended their lives, but did you end their legacy? I mean, look at as much as I hate to go to this example, but look at Charlie Kirk. Yeah, they killed the man, but they definitely didn't kill the energy or the movement.
That's true.
I mean, his nasty ass wife is still doing her thing with a nasty ass. You know what I mean? But Turning Point USA is still making money. So, yeah, you ended him, but you didn't end it.
I see what you're saying.
It still has a chance. So they're gonna still keep kicking that racist bullshit and that misinformation, and motherfuckers are gonna eat it up because they love that shit. Hey, it is what it is. Look at I don't know if you're on social media a lot or whatever. There was this guy named Derek Jackson, and he was a black guy, and he was like an influencer. He used to always get on dudes about how they treat women and what they should be doing, and you know what I mean? And this motherfucker was fucking all of these chicks, you know what I'm saying? And it came out, and it was like, well. Talk about the pot calling the kettle black, right? Well, it looked like he got ended. It looked like it was a wrap. Wasn't nobody listening to Derek Jackson. He had mad people who were subscribed to him and who used to finance him and all of that, donate to him. And they was like, no. But not everybody stopped. Not everybody stopped believing. And so a year went by, whatever, and I started seeing videos of him again. And I was like, are these old videos? Because this motherfucker got a lot of nerve. He actually brought his woman on there, his fiance on there. You know what I'm saying? Like he was seeking forgiveness from her and all that. It was a big spectacle. But it didn't end him. It ended him for the time being. It ended him as far as his followers, or many of his followers were concerned, but it didn't totally end him. You know what I mean? He had to go underground for a little while. He came back. You know what I mean? He came back. Look at some of these rappers who it looked like their career was in the toilet. They were done. And these motherfuckers do some stupid shit like go to jail or get shot. Hey, I'm back. Bullet holes and all. Selling more records than I was when I was healthy. Shit like that. I mean, people gonna get mad when I say this, but
I definitely see what you're saying.
People gonna get mad when I say this, but when would Tupac have come back as strong as he was if he didn't go to jail?
I mean, no. I mean, I don't think so.
Hey. He came back with a plan. I mean, you have to give Suge Knight and Death Row Records, you have to give them credit and all of that, but it looked like he was done. He sure sounded like he was done. The album that he made before he went to jail, he sounded like he was done. Like, yo. Yep.
Yeah, but with the Tupac situation, that has a lot to do with like being bulletproof. Him getting like shot 5 times and then coming back and saying like fuck you to the shooters, and like in American culture, like
rumor has it he shot himself a couple of times.
I don't know. I mean, I don't like really like follow rap that much, like every so often, but like in American culture, people, let's just be frank, people respect gangsters, man, or like that gangster sentiment. If you have a little bad boy in you and like the fuck you attitude, and you stand on business, like they, for whatever reason, like respected. So the whole thing after the shooting and he coming out as macho man and I'm Rambo and all that type of shit, you know, people gravitate to that. Same as with 50 Cent. You know, he raps all day long about getting shot 9 times. So it's kind of like...
He didn't blow until he got shot 9 times.
Yeah, and like we can go on, like Donald Trump. I mean, you still have to admit, like that picture frame where he's throwing up the fist after he almost got his ear blown off. I mean, that was kind of like some... you like red, white, and blue, America strength, you know, FU type of thing. Like, I mean, like even if you're not like with them, you still kind of low key feel patriotic. Like, come on, you have to admit that was like some, you know, patriotic shit. Like the way he like responded instead of just like cowering or something. So it was low-key gangster in a way, which, you know, Americans tend to gravitate to that for whatever reason.
Well,
I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent, and so
we
anyway,
you know, we choose who we choose. We choose who we support and who we don't. And it's not always the best. We don't always make the best choices, but the choices are etched in history, and we gotta eat that. All I'm saying is, there are many times when people thought that their careers were going to end, their reputations would be tarnished forever, that they would never be able to come back, and it's not always. It just doesn't always turn out that way. I mean, Magic Johnson, I'm sure he felt like, yo, this is the end of my career and everything, and possibly the end of my life when he contracted HIV. How'd that work out? If anything, that was a rebirth.
He reinvented himself.
Hey, he was reborn, but it looked like he was dead in the water. We was praying for Magic Johnson. Well, maybe our prayers worked. I don't know. You know what I mean? But the bottom line is, where it looked like he would be ended, he didn't end. You know what I mean? And there are more examples of that, you know, with other people. You have the power to decide whether it's your end or not, because it's the end when you decide to stop trying, when you're no longer motivated. You know, when you want to stay in bed all day or get high all day or never fight again or never rise up. Yeah, it is your end then, but you have control over that. Once you give somebody else control over your ending, it is the end. Because now they control the puppet strings. It's out of your hand now. So, but you know, people stay in marriages and relationships because they don't want their friends and families and church congregation and co-workers and all of that saying that they, you know, oh yeah, the marriage didn't work out. Oh, things didn't work out. Oh, look, you're human. You're human, and you were in a loveless marriage or an abusive situation, and you ended it. Something you should be proud of, but sometimes people stay in those situations because they think that the reputation that they will lose, or the respect that they will end them. Look at all these chicks out here. You know what I mean? You got dudes out here dating chicks, marrying chicks. They never seen they fucking hair. They've never seen they scalp. And I ain't bullshitting. They've been weaving and wigging it so much they ain't never seen they imagine being with a woman for years and you never seen her head for real. Now you had to have seen her.
You stepping on a landmine, man. Like, them black chicks gonna get at you.
I mean, they can get at me all the fuck they want. The bottom line is, the insecurity is making them think that if the world sees them stripped down the way nature intended it, that it's going to kill them. Like, is it any woman that wears a wig where another woman or other people don't know that she's wearing a wig? Women call each other out all the time. Like, I mean, she cute, but she wear wigs all the time, or she wear weave all the time. We ain't never seen her hair. It is what it is. So,
no, I hear you on that.
And I mean, and dudes do it too. You know, look at Steve Harvey. Evidently, he kept that man unit or whatever the fuck you call it, for years. You know what I mean?
Fair point.
Yeah, because nobody goes from that thick, thickness of hair to totally bald in one fell swoop. You fight baldness. I know. You fight baldness to the bitter end. Like, oh, I'm gonna cut my shit down low first. You know what I mean? Rock the Caesar cut, and then you keep it going from there until you fought the good fight, and like, yo, I gotta get the razor in on this thing. Clippers ain't gonna do it no more. It is what it is. But I don't think that he thought that it would end him. But we talking about a motherfucker that was not only insecure about his head and hair, but insecure, like, this motherfucker don't wear number suits. You ain't gonna tell me that a motherfucker like suits that much. I look at it like, you don't want anybody to ever see what your body actually looks like. You almost like the reverse. You know how, like, in Islam, and in Islam, the men require their women to fully cover themselves. Well, that's like Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey is the Muslima, but he a Christian. Nobody ever see this motherfucker. We ain't never even seen his ankles. This nigga is suited. Hey, it is what it is. Listen. I don't know we can't say that the man don't have no confidence. He's rich, he's successful as hell. And that don't mean you don't have these insecurities that make you think that if you don't cover these things up, you'll be ended. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's why it takes somebody that's brave to shave all their hair off. Male or female, because many females have done it. Whether they got cancer or they was trying to start all over because maybe they were wearing relaxers, perms and shit in their hair, and they might have fucked their shit up and they wanted to start all over. But it takes balls to do it. But before they did it, who knows? They might have been thinking like, yo, man, if I do this shit, everybody going to laugh at me. They're going to think I'm ugly. I'm going to be humiliated in these streets. I'm never going to be able to come back. They've already contemplated they ending. They ain't ending shit. Ain't shit getting ended. But it's all in your mind. It's all in your mind.
Yeah, that's very true. Like, when it comes to women, they shave it off and just, walk like, they're still a baddie or whatever.
And some of them are.
Gravitate to that, yeah.
Yeah, some of them are. Yeah, I mean, I've seen some, I've seen some, long as they, keep those eyelashes right, you know what I mean? And make sure them earrings is on there. Everything good. Everything is good. Look, just like men, not everybody can rock a bald head. It ain't meant for everybody. It is for who it is, though. And if you can do it, you can do it. But yeah, when we talk about somebody ending somebody, let me ask you this. Has anybody ever tried to end you?
Yeah, I mean, it's already happened. And so, I just got to revert back to...
Wait, how did they end you? Or how did they try?
Like slander, and that's throughout the years. Mm-hmm. Whatever, embarrassing moments, it gets publicized.
Okay.
So pretty much, I just have to I mean, I eventually have to like do my errands and stuff like that, and hear people like slick talk. And so now I just have to have the mindset, it is what it is. And even though I'm a nobody, I still consider myself like a person who can, like construct a legacy.
How are you
Like,
a nobody? Why would you call yourself a nobody?
because I'm a realist.
What makes you a nobody, dog?
I mean, like social networking, like my wealth, um, if I'm a laureate or not, like if I'm recognized within a certain industry about my, achievements and things of that nature.
Okay.
Um, so I'm just your average Joe walking out and about. So that's what I consider a nobody. I know it sounds degrading or whatever, but I'm more blunt to the fact because we all know that there's a hierarchy in place and there's tiers. And so we can all try to sugarcoat and be like, oh no, everyone's special, and everyone should get rewarded a participation trophy, no matter if they're the person who's picking up trash or they're the CEO of Walmart. Everyone's unique and we can all buy that bullshit, but I mean, it is what it is. There's a hierarchy, there's tiers. Either you're that nigga or you're not. So let's just cut the malarkey here.
I don't know, man. I would, if I were you, I would definitely change my thinking on that. I mean, I think that everybody has their own stage. Like, this is my platform. You understand what I'm saying?
Wrong. That doesn't mean like you should be like like a low self-esteem or whatever. You should always value yourself as more than it is. Just to keep your mental strong. So
I just don't think that you should.
Like where you are in life.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just don't think that you should look at yourself as a nobody. I think that that's a little bit too much self-deprecation for me. I mean, I understand the context in which
even if I view myself as no one, I still expect people to treat me like with some decency or whatever.
right.
And like however they feel, it's still gonna be like I'm not gonna go out my way to try to get approval from others. Like if you don't like me, it is what it is. Like, it's a fuck you type of thing. So, yeah, I'm a live and let live guy. You know what I'm saying. So like you do your thing, I do my thing.
No, that's cool.
I'm also a realist. Huh?
That's cool. I mean, but like I said, everybody has their own stage. So even if the world never knows who you are, there's some really famous people where there are parts of the world who don't know who they are. You know what I mean? Like you look at how many records worldwide that like an artist like Bad Bunny has sold, but many people in the United States have never heard of him and didn't know his music. You know what I mean? So he was a nobody to them, but he was a somebody to millions. So everybody has their own stage. So even if your stage is much smaller, if you and within your circle of family, friends, and loved ones, you're not a nobody. You're well known. And so, and you should, if you choose to network farther than that, then great. But in the meantime, I think that you should look at yourself as a little bit better than, or a little bit more than just a nobody. And I understand that you weren't trying to tear yourself down by saying it, but a lot of this stuff is based on a mind state. And if you don't cultivate the right kind of mind state along the way, then it's hard to, at difficult times, it might be hard to channel it. So I would just warn against that. But the reason that I ask you if somebody had ever tried to end you, because a lot of times people think that they know what will end you more than you know, or more than you feel that it might end you. hold on a second. Let me make sure I give a shout out to my people. What up, Shell? What up, Shell? Love NY. What up, Stacy White? What's good, ma? And thanks everybody for coming from the other stream. I can't explain it. That shit was crazy, but I couldn't get it back. And then the YouTube app updated and it wouldn't let me even get it back. So I can't even. According to this, that shit is still live. I can't even end it. What up, Malu? What's good? Good to see you always. And my brother Time. Time is in the house. JJ, my brother Jason Sloan. All right, yeah. Oh, Dimples D's. I see you. I see you. And Judge Dredd. Yeah. But yeah, like people think they know what will end you more than what you think will end you. And if they ever found out what you feel would end you, they might be really surprised because they may think it's something really big that will end you, and you might feel like it's something really small, but it might be big to you. So like if you've ever had somebody try to get you fired at a job, you know, they know that most people know that a job or career is your livelihood. And if they can get in the way of that, you know what I mean, they can really crush you. And some people are really motivated mentally stimulated by seeing other people suffer and seeing people in pain or seeing them uncomfortable or seeing them struggle. They really relish in that type of environment or that type of suffering or whatever. So they might, somebody try to get you fired at work and they might be actively doing it. And they really think that they're doing something like you can never get another job, or that you can't collect unemployment, or that you can't, you might be working another job or two along with this job that they don't even know about. But they're putting all of their sinister eggs in this basket because they see you working, and they may be jealous or envious or just dissatisfied with seeing you with a sunny disposition or looking unbothered. And some people who are really, when they say misery loves company, they don't really, I don't think we always take time out to really dissect and probe deep into what people mean by that. Like when you say misery loves company, it doesn't always mean, should I say, it doesn't just mean that they want other people to be as sad as they are. Sometimes the misery is not in their own. It's not in their own situation. It's not in their condition. It's in their heart. Their misery is in their heart, and so they want to see other people with misery in their heart. So although they may have all the material things that a person could want, and they have this air of success, deep down inside, they like the Grinch who stole Christmas. Black, a heart, a piece of coal where a heart should be, and they can't find no joy. And when a motherfucker can't find no joy, they don't want to see nobody else partying up. So I like to say that misery loves company, but joy or happiness loves to party. I ain't never seen a happy person in my life that wants to be happy alone. I've never seen no shit like that. Every genuinely happy person that I know, they always want somebody else to be happy with them because they want to have some fun.
I gotta butt in if you don't mind. For me, I'm just like a different type of person. Like even with the 9-to-5 stuff, like you're talking about people being sinister,
trying to get you fired.
Yeah, I just see them as all average Joe, even though they're making more money than me. I really don't give a fuck if they got a pay raise, a promotion, or whatever. Like I'm just not gonna indulge in that type of nonsense where like I'm pocket watching the next man or like observing like, oh, like say if you like got a new car or some shit, I'm not jealous or like happy for them. I truly just don't give a fuck.
Mm.
Or if they got a promotion, I might like low-key be like, oh, like, well, that's kind of fucked up. He didn't really work for it. But then I'll eventually move on because like that's nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? Like you can have some immediate reaction, be like, oh, that's like 9 to 5 politics bullshit. But I mean, I'm not the person to like hold on to that grudge. I'm
Mm.
just gonna like focus on what I gotta do and like get the fuck up out of there. And I forgot the other thing
Mm.
you just mentioned. So I
I,
was still stuck on the 9 to 5, but yeah. Oh, I remember now. You saying that people can't just be happy by themselves.
mm-hmm.
I'm I'm that way because I realize that majority of people are like I'm just gonna keep it all the way real. Like they're just like charlatans, man. So I rather just keep that energy like
But
away from
but
me.
but do you consider yourself to be a genuinely happy person? Like I mean a happy person. I'm not talking about like well I ain't hurt or I ain't in pain. I'm not sad right now. I mean a genuinely happy person.
No, I'm the it is what it is type of mindset. So like it's not depression, it's not happiness, it's just okay, this is what it is. Um, and like when I say that I'm a nobody, like don't get it confused. I still always consider myself like a like a legend to myself, and like I know I'm in the current quagmire or whatever, and I'm still formulating a plan on how I can like dictate my legacy, even though people might. I don't give a fuck what other people might view it as, but like I'm gonna frame it in a way where I think it's legendary.
Mm.
So like even though like I know I'm sounding like I'm contradicting myself, but really I'm not. Um, I'm a realist, but like deep down, I still think that I'm that nigga, even though I'm not. But I don't really show it, and it doesn't matter like who's um insulting me or not, or throwing slights. It could be a fucking bum or someone with millions of dollars. If I feel that type of slight, like I'm kissing ass can only go so far. Eventually, I'm just gonna be like, hey, fuck you. I've hung out with rich people before, and like, I felt that they was trying to implement that, like quote unquote stunting, and yeah, I just got up out of there.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, I'm not hating on him. Like, I still like wish him the very best, and like he's doing his thing or whatever. What I mean, I'm not one of those like envious type of people where I want that person to like hit rock bottom and thrive on that shit.
Mm.
The person got a bag, that's cool. But as long as they don't do no fucked up shit to me, then I won't like think anything sinister of them. But if they got their money any type of way, like whether it's through like politicking or hard work, I really don't care, or nepotism or any that type of shit. Like, that has nothing to do with me. So I don't know, but I just want to like make it clear that even though like I recognize hierarchy, whatever, and I ain't really got shit. Like I really do think like I'm arrogant. So and that's still a good thing because it's still confidence, I guess.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like even though I realize like what it really is. Well, I don't know, man, but yeah, I just wanted to get my viewpoint out of there. Sorry for talking your ear off, but you
Nah, it
made
was
some
good.
good
It was good
points.
stuff. I enjoyed this tonight. I appreciate
Yeah,
you
and
calling in.
Yeah, excuse my jargon, but you get what I'm saying. You get the substance of it.
I got all of it. Good stuff. I appreciate it.
I don't know.
All right, I'll holler at you next time. You have a good night.
You as well.
All right. Good stuff. I believe that's my brother Tom. Not Time, Tom. Tom. Thanks for calling through. He kept it going. He kept it going during our when we was when we was on the last stream, you know. But we good. We in a good place. All right, y'all. Let's do these birthday shout outs. We can't even do the poll question. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me see. Nah, we can't do the poll question. That shit done. That shit done. Hold on, let me see something. Alright, the other stream finally ended. Alright, fuck it. Alright, y'all, let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious February 10th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. Desiree Reason. Happy birthday. And also People's Mortuary. Come on, let's start this shit. All right, Lisa. Oh, my girl, Lisa Long and Adrian Heights. Naomi Fiordi Mondo. And last but not least, my brother Kevin Alfred. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious February 10th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally, all of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud, just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing, you do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings, you do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, listen, y'all, the end only comes when you decide that it's here. And sometimes you're not even physically ready to end. You know, we didn't get a chance to really get into this topic the way I really wanted to get into this topic. You know, whether we're talking about us ending our own tenure in our minds, or somebody feeling like they have the power to end us with anything that they do or with something that they do. If you've ever seen somebody that's ready to die, but they ain't sick enough to die. So they've kind of reached the end, but the end hasn't reached them. Now, what can happen in the interim is that they can get better and they can start to live their lives again, and they can pick up the pieces and put together a good puzzle that fits their life going forward. But we may all have had a time in our lives where we really felt like it was the end, and we may have even stopped fighting. But something or someone encouraged us to keep going and informed us that it wasn't the end. It wasn't the end because you broke up with somebody. It wasn't the end because somebody passed away. It wasn't the end because you lost a job, or because you lost a career, or because you lost anything. You can recover most things that you lose. But even if you don't recover those things again or in the same way, it doesn't mean that you can't be revitalized, reborn, regifted, repackaged, rebranded. It doesn't mean that. You make the you make the decision about when and where your end comes. Until then, man, stay strong. Do the damn thing. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night, 2 a.m. in the. So get ready. We're getting ready. Please hit the like button on your way out. Sorry about the other stream. Thankful for this one. Y'all have a good night. Peace.